Alright everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's me, Antonio, back with another video for you guys today. Got a few things on my mind. Roofers out fixing roofs, of course, as the roofers do out here in South Florida. All the rainy weather, mangoes everywhere. So hear me out. I'm gonna tell a story about relationships and things like that. I spoke about this on a recent video previously. Again, people are continuing to have conversations about love and money and, you know, things of that nature, you know, to show you how karmic these situations can be, you know, with love and money. Oh, the roofers are getting started on our roof. So these situations or these icons or these things that we use, like money, you know, too much money or using money in a bad way, definitely you can ruin your life in different situations. You know, again, people can have such karmic bad habits with money over multiple lifespans. You know, they can get rich one day and the next day be broke. So, you know, there's karmic forces all around us. Now, karmic relationships and people and soul ties, and why cord cutting is important when you're wanting to release people, because, you know, people wonder why their exes reach back out to them, or they reach back out to their ex, so they have these reoccurring thoughts, planetary alignments that they don't know about, retrograde activities, and how energies reverse themselves. There's clockwise on a circle, and there's also counterclockwise on a circle. But what is a soulmate? So a soulmate is more than a life mate. A soulmate is someone that you have an instant connection with, usually, most of the time. You know, these are past life experiences or past life memories that tend to pop up. You know, we can't carry over the intelligence, you know, anything that has to do with the brain or anything like that, the intelligence of it all, because most of everything that we're experiencing are feelings and things like that. That's why they're able to overpower us a lot. Even the angels were overpowered by their emotions. You know, they came down to help men. They felt sympathy and empathy for them. So indeed, God created and generated the world off of love, because he wanted to experience himself. You know, men, they feel a great deal of pride and dignity when they have their children. Women even more so. They have multiple children, you know, sometimes from multiple fathers. So it is something that men will probably never understand on that side of the spectrum, outside of the toxic behavior and the toxic bad habits we tend to see in our neighborhoods and communities. But what is a soulmate? So someone that you have soul ties with, that you have had previous experiences with. You build up a certain level of camaraderie with them. You often enjoy their company. You know, again, the people that closest to you or that see you every day, you know, they become comfortable with you. You become comfortable with them to the point to where they start saying out of pocket things, or they start saying things that typically a person that don't know you, or a person has a different perspective on you, they'll probably keep to themselves. So that's where family, you know, it comes with, where family members fight a lot, because you fight with people that know you the most. They know your secrets, they know your triggers and your habits and things like that. So these are soulmates. You know, it can be an animal. It can be a certain place, you know, you visit, or that you always say you wanted to go to because you have a certain tied to that place. You know, I've always wanted to go to New York. Why do I want to go to New York? Well, York, looking up the name York and becoming more aware of the name York, was one of the first black dudes that touch, one of the first modern black dudes to touch base in that area of New York. So that's why it's named York. Freedom, expression, adventure. So subconscious thoughts, you know, past life experiences and things like that, and looking toward the future. Exploration, travel. But yeah, so again, you kind of get the concept of energy. Energy, you know, when you sit down on a seat, and then you get up off that seat, your energy, it's warm. It's still in that spot. You know, that is a spiritual footprint. You have your regular footprint, you have your digital footprint, which you're all over social media, and you know, you have your actual ethereal essence. So that's what soulmates are. They're soul ties with people, places, or things that trigger emotions or trigger memories, give you a certain level of comfort. Sometimes, you know, you don't want to leave a relationship because there's a certain level of comfort there, but you're constantly fighting each other all the time. Or, you know, it can, you know, for the most part, it can be actually quite enjoyable, because outside of a soulmate connection, you have, that's one form of a soul experience. You know, people are here, or they may be on a certain soulmate journey, or a certain twin flame journey, or a certain journey of expansion and things like that. So you have the soulmate experience where you're here to connect, you're here to experience life in its fullest. And then you have your twin flame connection. That's a very interesting connection. We don't really talk about it a lot. That is the he who should not be named of relationships. That's the 144,000. That's the chosen. That's, you know, the let's just put it this way. These are the relationships. These are the soul connections that you come across maybe once in a lifetime. Maybe you'll never get a chance to come across that relationship. This is the soul of man, where you have not just the regular men, or, you know, the diluted energy, the diluted genes of, you know, all these millennia of intermingling with all these different races, all these different cultures, and, you know, these different people. There's nothing wrong with that. We just become a different people, and we have to change with the times and adapt to the times. So we have the twin flame relationship, similar to the soulmate relationship. These people are bringing awareness, bringing oneness. They're pretty much that, bringing oneness. I mean, you can be on opposite sides of the universe. I always like to make that joke. Or you can always be on the other side of the world, and for some reason you'll always feel like, and this is the key point, you'll always feel like something is missing. You know that your other half is out there. It's like a candle or a moth being drawn to a flame. It's the soul trying to reattach itself, because it's already experienced the soulmate, you know, all these different connections and all these different situations. You experience the five senses: touch, taste, feel, hearing, you know, enjoying, you know, the subtleties of life, and experiencing this diluted human experience. But it comes to a point where you want change. The soul requires introspection. So again, you're seeking out that other half of you, whether it's usually a love relationship, and it becomes, again, very, very toxic. There's a lot of etherical memory there. You often don't realize that people are not spiritually inclined. You often meet up in the spiritual realm. You even argue there. Sometimes your spirit guides, your angels, you know, spiritual gurus that have to step in and separate you two. It can become very toxic. A lot of famous people and celebrities over the history have become very toxic people. You know, cult leaders and all types of celebrities and mass murderers. These people felt a void within themselves. You know, they didn't have lovers, they had followers. And people that were just giving them everything they want, and not the people that they're supposed to be connected with, that's supposed to put that mirror up to them and show them that, you know, this isn't about running through the world or running through the ethers with a broken heart or with a broken soul. So that's a very more deeper, you know, it's not just walking the world, experiencing things. It's walking the cosmos and experiencing oneness with your better half, trying to become one with yourself. So that's the soul, the twin flame soul tie. And then we have the oversoul. I'm coming into the understanding of a new concept called the oversoul. Well, I'm going to call it the oversoul. It's something else, where you've lived so many lifetimes, you experienced so many relationships, and you've developed so many philosophies outside of just the human experiences with animals, the nature, everything else, man. You have actually walked the celestial planes. Remember, we are all stardust. At one point, we were stars. This earth is another gigantic star. It's made up of earth. It's made up of dirt, stardust, which we come from, and we'll go back to. So an oversoul is indeed someone that has experienced the soulmate path, the twin flame path, and they're sort of, at their wits' end for the most part. It's no longer any need to come back to the earth plane in physical form, because, again, we have our ancestors and our angels and our archangels that come down to us to help us. We can't see them, but they deliver messages to us if we're willing to listen and we're willing to watch the signs. So it's not to say that, I won't be back here. I maybe won't be back here in physical form anytime soon. But, going off on my own personal beliefs and things like that. Yeah, man. So the oversoul is seeking to elevate the consciousness. It's very rare. How often do you find your lover, and how often do people find themselves? It takes a long time for these beings to come into existence, to come down to us. Again, 144,000, however, whatever the number is. But the oversoul seeks balance, seeks truth. Not necessarily ushering in a new era, but bringing balance to a lot of life's experience. They've experienced things on whether it's this planet or another planet, whether it's in this galaxy or solar system, in another galaxy or solar system. It's very interesting concept, man. So, yeah, man, that's the thing. And it's getting weird, because it's okay, we already know we have two genders. We don't need any additional genders or any of that stuff out there, man. The male seahorse carries eggs over in that species. So, these are already things that we know and can be proven on Earth. Again, why are we trying to expand outside of Earth if we haven't even mastered ourselves yet? So, yeah, man, that's all, man. And again, these are all forms of a relationship, ways of expressing your spiritual journey and spiritual paths and things like that. And you can be content either way. You just have to live your life in a mindful way. You don't want to bind yourself to toxic people. You don't want to bind yourself to toxic situations. Sometimes you have to love family members and friends at a distance. It's not, you're not here to walk in other people's shoes at the end of the day. You help when you can. If you have nothing to, nothing positive to say, they say don't say nothing at all. But that's it for me. I'm gonna go back into the house, check out my social media pages. I uploaded some new tarot readings, some new astro lectures, episode 4 in the making. So yeah, go check out the air signs, check out my social medias, my Instagram, TikTok, and my Twitter @OULucy. I will catch you on the next video. You guys be safe.